Our topic today is to classify triangles. This is the start of our new unit, Unit 3. We can classify triangles by a couple of different things. We could classify them by their angles. So we would call a triangle an acute triangle if all three angles are acute. We would classify it as an obtuse triangle if one angle is obtuse. We would classify it as a right triangle if one angle is right. And I'm going to put that as 90 degrees, actually. All right, the interior angles of a triangle sum to 180 degrees. You probably remember that one from middle school. We could also classify our triangles by the sides, so by the relationship between the sides. A scalene triangle is a triangle where no two sides are congruent. We would call it isosceles if it has two sides congruent. And we would call it equilateral, which is also equiangular, if all three sides are congruent. If all three sides are congruent, then that means that all three angles are going to be congruent also. So that's why we could call it equilateral, which means equal sides, or equiangular, which means equal angles. Now down here at the bottom, there is an exterior angle theorem. It says the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles. So let's blow that up and look at it a little bit closer. There we go. Okay, so looking at this triangle here, if you were to extend one of the sides here, it creates an angle here on the outside. And that's what it's referring to with this exterior angle. Now what it's saying with this one is this exterior angle is going to be equal to the sum of the two other angles. So the sum of A and B would equal would equal angle 1. Oops. Alrighty, so on the next page here, there are a few triangles to classify, and it tells you how to classify them. It also just wants you to identify a few that are acute, scalene, isosceles, equilateral. So you need to pause the video here and complete all of the exercises on this screen here, and then come back and check. And if you missed any of them, make sure you either go back and try to figure out why you missed it, or if you can't figure out why you missed it, then write it down as a question and then ask me in class on our next class day. Okay, welcome back. Time to check your answers. We had 3 acute triangles, 2 scalene triangles, 2 obtuse isosceles triangles, 2 equilateral triangles. This one was an acute isosceles. This one was an obtuse scalene. And down at the bottom, the first one was sometimes true, the second one is never true, and the third one is always true.